Hey everyone, it's Paz from Bourbon Banter, and I want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Going to give you a quick video update on a couple things from this past week. Hopefully you'll find helpful as you head into the new week, and to give us some feedback on what you think, and maybe we'll make these regular updates part of our schedule. So first things first, last week I reviewed the first two releases from Diageo's Orphan Barrel Distilling Company, and that would have been Barterhouse Bourbon and Old Blowhard Bourbon. What I wanted to point out, something you guys may not have seen, is how they actually sent out samples to bourbon bloggers like myself, and one of the reasons and how they did it, quite frankly, was one of the reasons I was so excited to try the product, and this is it. This is the front of the box, or the book, that Barterhouse Bourbon came in. As you can see, it's styled to be like a book. Difference is this is made out of wood on the side, and when you open it up, it's an amazingly nice presentation. Gives information about the bourbon there, and then a faux cutout into a book with a sample bottle stashed in there. So a very, very clever idea, very well executed. It even comes with, this one comes with a pair of cufflinks with the fox on it from the brand. A quick pull of this little leather thing here lets you take the bottle out for sampling. And for those of you interested in the design behind it, this is actually foam in here with a clever paper outline and a little bit of a magnetic closure. Have a little bit left. For those of you who have read the review, you know why. I'll save that for some random guest that pays us a visit here. The Old Blowhard one was similar in nature, just a little bit different, obviously representing the distinct qualities of the brand. But the inside of it was no less ornate and clever. And you know, I do marketing for my day job. So I was really intrigued with it because we get a lot of samples that are just little bottles that come in bubble wrap. Some of them come in a little foil envelope with a logo sticker on it. And we've had a little bit better presentation. But this, I have to say, Diageo really knocked it out of the park with this thing. And that's, I guess, one of the reasons why I was just surprised that I didn't like the juice. But once again, read my review and you'll find out why I didn't like it. And just a heads up, you know, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people who say they really liked it. So drink what you like, and, you know, feel free to use my review as a guide, and maybe try it out at a bar or at a local liquor store who's giving out samples before you invest in it. I think it's always a wise choice, especially for things that are over the $100 price point. So we also wanted to give you a quick update on a product that we reviewed a while back called Balls of Steel. For those of you who have read the review, you'll remember that this organization sells whiskey chillers that are steel balls, and a portion of the proceeds from every sales goes to support testicular cancer research, which is a great cause. And while I'm not a fan, I have to say these are the best performing whiskey chillers I've ever tried, and I've tried quite a few. Excited to announce that they did release a new technology called their Arctic Core technology, which makes the balls of steel significantly lighter, which addresses some of the concerns I had in my original review of them being extremely heavy and dangerous. So it's nice to hear them listening to my feedback and the rest of their customers and making the product better. And then another blog posted a review this week of not only Balls of Steel, but several other whiskey chillers, Whiskey Disc, Whiskey Stones, I think Steel Ice was another brand. And they tested to see which ones would chill your whiskey the fastest and the longest. And it's kind of cool to see that Balls of Steel actually was in the top two. I think with Steel Ice was the other one who were able to chill the whiskey the fastest except for ice, but they were able to also keep it chilled for up to an hour. So kudos to those guys for making the product better, listening to their customers. And if you haven't bought a set yet, I highly recommend you check it out. And if you have a set, maybe buy another one, because after all, it's for a good cause and they're a little less dangerous. Now I'm gonna throw caution to the wind here. I'm gonna take a drink while they are in the glass, which is not recommended, because obviously they could cause some dental damage. But what the hell, right? It's day before St. Patrick's Day. Let's live life on the edge. You know, they've been in that glass for about 4 minutes. It's very cold to the touch, no dilution. So, you know, still not going to go out of my way to have these available every time I drink. But if you're looking for something to chill your whiskey without dilution, definitely check them out. Next up, I just want to call attention to a couple interesting things this past week online, and two that come to mind are news about Diageo trying to get Tennessee whiskey law changed on what exactly goes into and makes something a Tennessee whiskey. They're trying to get an amendment to state laws allowing the use of used barrels in the production of Tennessee whiskey. As many of you guys will know, technically speaking, Tennessee whiskey is a bourbon. Now, guys, don't send me a bunch of comments arguing that point. By federal law, it's a bourbon. The difference is it uses the Lincoln County process. But since it is similar or the same technically as bourbon, you have to use brand new oak barrels. In this case, Diageo wants to have the ability to use reused barrels. God only knows for what reason, whether it's because there's a barrel shortage, they want to save money. Whatever it may be, Jack Daniels is throwing a fit, saying it's going to jeopardize the category and change what the level of quality people have come to expect from it. So there's a couple links that I'm sharing below this video for you to check out, read onto it, let me know what you think about the change. To me, it sounds like a totally ridiculous waste of trying to change it, and it could just be a pretty big distraction piece that Diageo is throwing at Jack Daniels, but I guess ultimately only time will tell. So the other thing I want to call out was this week an interesting exchange of tweets and information came about as a result of an article that the Cooper Tot posted called Considering Michter's. And he got a lot of people riled up over his blog post about his experience with the Michter's brand. And one specific blogger and tweeter, The Bourbon Truth, called him out on it. And actually yesterday posted a rebuttal to his piece where he dives in significantly into the history around the real Michter's brand, the current Michter's brand, and what he calls as false and shady marketing practices. So it was an interesting conversation. I jumped in a few spots as well, but I think, you know, it just stresses the point of you can't believe just on the face value the marketing and the stories that go behind the whiskey brand, especially now that there's a land grab for a very trendy category, very hot category. So, you know, for those of you who want to be more informed, check out the links below, read about it, form your own opinion as always, but it's amusing nonetheless. And one of the things I think is fun is, you know, while tensions got a little bit hot here and there in the conversation, at the end of the day, I've spoken to the Bourbon Truth. You know, he still has a lot of respect for the Cooper Tot, but, you know, he's just calling for all of us, including yours truly, when we blog about something, make sure we've done our research, make sure we don't get sucked in by the brands, whether it's via samples that were provided, trips were provided, but hold a level of integrity that will still call them in question when necessary. And I think that not only goes for whiskey and bourbon bloggers, but just any bloggers in general. So that's the week in review. Also, please announce that on January, God, I'm going back in time. On April 10th, Bourbon and Banter will be hosting a Angel's Envy bourbon tasting and dinner here in St. Louis. For those of you who are within driving distance, we invite you to join us. We're going to have Angel's Envy's very own Wes Henderson joining us for the evening to give us some information about the brand, the history, speak about his father and the contributions he's made, and just walk us through not only their regular bourbon, but their cask strength, which is really rare, and their Caribbean rum finished rye whiskey. The last two of those aren't available in Missouri yet, as we just got Angel's Envy in the market about 8 months ago. So it'll be an exciting opportunity for everyone who's local to try those whiskeys out with some gourmet food and some excellent banter. So that's April 10th. It's a Thursday night if you can make it. Once again, information below the video. Check it out. For the rest of you, I hope you're having a great St. Patrick's Day. And when you're out drinking today, you know, grab a glass of whiskey, grab a glass of Guinness, celebrate your Irish American heritage. Cheers.